Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and to the webinar extraordinaire of 10 tools and Google add-ons that Google Classroom teachers have to be using. I am here with Sam Carey himself. How is it going, Mr. Sam Carey?
Great, and we have more than 10, Tom. So
Okay.
Alice and I started with a list of 10, and
then it just kept going bigger and bigger.
The list grew and grew and grew. But very excited to be here with everybody. Thanks so much for registering to this exclusive event. So this is an event that's only available for you all who have the link. If you want to watch it later and go back and review like, oh, that was an amazing add-on, then you can still access it through this link. So it will be available to you indefinitely. So glad to have everybody here and welcome. If you want to drop in the chat for us as well, where are you coming in from? What do you teach? And is there something particular that you want to learn today? Alice and I are going to adapt a little bit to kind of what you want. So we'll figure that out. I did want to ask you, Tom, before we get started and before we bring on our special guest, what's something fun, interesting, cool that you did in the last week or so?
So in Texas, around this time last year, there was a huge winter storm that like the Texas grid basically just turned off for like a week because it was so cold. And a bunch of trees died. And so like this past week, I am just now getting to this a year later. I like got rid of a ton of the old, just dead trees. I've never gotten rid of a tree. My father-in-law brought a chainsaw. We chainsawed it up. I had to like figure out like where I could even dump all of the brush leaves. And apparently there was this big empty lot that you could just go and dump it. So I trimmed a bunch of trees out of my backyard with a chainsaw. This is the first time I used a chainsaw, so that was pretty fun. What about you,
Oh,
Sam?
hey, you got to come over to my place and you can chainsaw
Don't you like
as many
live
trees as
in
you
the
want
woods?
over here. I do. Yes, I am in a cabin in the woods right now. So I got to go to FETC last week in Orlando, Future of Education Technology Conference. We had a booth there, and I had all kinds of fanboy moments. Highlight was that I got to hang out and chat with Holly Clark for a while, which was awesome. She wrote the Google Infused Classroom, and I've been dying to meet her. Finally got to meet her in person and just chat with her about EdTech and education and the world of like doing content creation stuff. So it was like a huge highlight. It was like, I told her like, I'm meeting my mentor. I'm so excited to meet you and stuff. So that was great. A huge highlight. And I had a great time in Orlando. It's an interesting place, Orlando. I've been there a lot in the last few months. I've like been there once before, and now I'm like just Orlando, going there all the time. But yeah, no Disney World yet. Maybe next time.
Yeah, you're on the other side of the country from California, Orlando. Speaking of people from different places, we've got Mrs. Hennard teaching third grade from Central California joining us. We got Sherry Potter from St. John's, Newfoundland. We got some Ann Sills joining us from Ontario. We got Buenas noches, Dakota del Norte. We got people from all over the place. Lorena tuning in from Peru. Good to see you again, Lorena. So we got lots of folks tuning in today. Good to see everyone. But they are tuning in to a webinar that is sponsored by Schoollytics. Who is Schoollytics? What is Schoollytics, Mr. Sam Carey?
So I'm going to let Alice get into this in much greater detail, and we're going to show this later. But when I first heard about Schoollytics, I was like, what? How has this not existed before? We actually put Schoollytics in our video about 11 tech tools all Google teachers need to be using. It essentially is like it functions like a Google Classroom add-on. We're going to be talking about that, and has all these customization add-ons that we're also going to be talking about. But essentially, it takes your data from Google Classroom and it allows you to look at it in all kinds of different dynamic ways, in ways that Google Classroom does not allow you to do. So you can pull up all kinds of different information, analytics, looking at your Google Classroom to help you drive instruction, to help you determine if students need additional support. It's awesome. We are going to be showing it a little bit later, and you can sign up for free for a Schoollytics account, hook that up to your Google Classroom, and have like this whole world of data analytics that's just not available through Google Classroom. So I am pumped to be partnered with them. I think they just bring a layer of actionability to your Google Classroom that doesn't exist without it. So yeah, great program.
Yeah, big shout out to Schoolytics. We will be giving away a Schoolytics Premium Teacher Pro plan as well as a new EdTech Classroom t-shirt, as well as I think we're giving away a mug, right? I think so. We're giving away a mug,
sure.
maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. We're giving away a
Yes.
ton of stuff, and we are joined by our guest, Miss Alice Keeler. If you've never heard of Alice Keeler, she's a Google certified innovator, a Microsoft innovative educator, a math teacher of 23 years, an EdTech coach, author of 7 different books, and a Google developer expert. So welcome to the one and only Alice Keeler. Yay!
Thanks, guys.
Welcome, Alice. Alice actually has a couple giveaways of her own that she's going to be giving away, including a signed book of hers of the winner's choice, and a free membership to her premium program, where you actually get more direct support from Alice herself. So, welcome, Alice.
Do I get to
Alice,
enroll
it's
in
good
that
to see you.
too?
Thank you.
Alice?
Yes.
Absolutely,
Can I be
100%. No, you're in.
Yeah, so welcome,
Awesome.
Alice. She's not only an EdTech expert, but she also codes herself some of the most powerful and useful add-ons for the G Suite apps, which makes her the perfect guest for today's topic of must-have add-ons for the Google Classroom teachers.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. I do like to code, and I'm really excited that we're doing this, but not everything that we're sharing today is things I've coded, and I don't know if I've made the best, but I'm trying to.
Right on. Well, Sam, you want to get us started with the first giveaway we got going on?
Yeah, so let's do it. I would like to play a little game with you, Alice, if you're up for it. So for this giveaway, what we're going to do is a giveaway. You have to be here right now. You have to answer correctly in the comments. Okay, so we're looking for the first person who answers correctly. Now, what we're going to do, again, Alice, if you're up for it, we're going to play 2 truths and a lie. And by the way, I'm totally ripping this from Jake Miller from Educational Duct Tape.
Okay.
He does this on his podcast, and I just straight up stole it from him. Thought it was a great idea. So are you up for sharing 2 truths and a lie about yourself and seeing if people in the audience can guess which one is the lie? And then the winner, the first person to guess that, can get it. Now, you don't have to write out the
Okay.
whole thing. If you can write it enough so that we can tell what you mean.
Yeah.
You know, when you're writing in the comments like, okay, we got it, then you caught the lie. You do have to wait until all 3 things are said. That's the rule for the game. You up for it, Alice?
I am up for it.
All right, cool.
Okay. Ready?
Ready.
I have 5 kids, but I have never had more than 3 days of maternity leave. I used to deliver newspapers by dog sled, and my favorite cake is carrot cake.
You heard them. You can vote now. Which one is it? Is it never had a day of maternity leave? Is it
No more than 3.
favorite? Oh, 3. I'm sorry. More than 3. I'm in a box. Is it favorite cake is carrot cake, or deliver newspapers on a bobsled?
Dog sled. I delivered newspapers by dog sled.
Dog sled. Okay. All right. Tom, do we have a winner?
All right, so let me take a look. Let's let a few more
Do you
come
guys know
in.
which one is the lie?
I did not write that in my notes.
Oh, you
So-
can see it,
I am
Alice, if you
allergic to
click on
carrots.
comments. You got it. You got it.
Okay, she's allergic to carrots. All right, so let me find the first person that said the carrot is the lie. All right, so it looks like Miss Jennifer Earl said the lie is carrot. And so she is correct. That is the lie. No carrots for Alice. And so
Yeah.
Jennifer, if you ever and any other winners, what you'll do, Jennifer, email us. And we will get you the $10 Amazon gift card. Just say, hey, I was part of the webinar with Alice Keeler. I won the $10 Amazon gift card, and we will deliver that to you. You can email us at contact@newedtechclassroom.com. Congratulations, Jennifer.
Congratulations.
I'm surprised. I'm looking at these comments. There are a lot of people who guessed carrot cake. So I don't know. People think, they knew like dog sled.
They knew.
Like you're
They
a dog
knew.
sledder. They saw you. Yeah, dog
They
sledder.
knew.
Alice, when you and I were planning this, something came up and I figured it's something that we should talk about with people as well. And that is like, what is an add-on? So it actually came up.
Yeah.
Should we include extensions? Should we include add-ons in the same conversation? And I've done videos too about add-ons versus extensions. So when we say add-on, what is an add-on and how's it different from an extension?
Yeah, so today we are focusing on specifically add-ons because extensions are going to be like your Chrome extensions. You're going to find them up there in your Chrome shelf. You're going to see them all the time, no matter what website you are on. Now, extensions can add extra functionality to your Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, but really that's what your add-ons do. You have the add-ons menu in your Google Docs and your Google Slides. You have the new extensions menu in Google Sheets, and you have the puzzle piece icon in Google Forms to add that extra functionality into specifically Google Apps. And that is what I code, is those added functionality into Google Apps.
Awesome. Now, I have another question that I think a lot of people are thinking, and actually I want to show this right now so you can actually see. So whenever people add extensions or add-ons, actually both, right? We get this little warning that pops up about all the different things that it can do. It can view your groups. It can view your drive.
Take
Some of
all
them
your
say
children.
it can. This one, yes, it will delete things in your Google Drive. It is probably the most common question that I get asked whenever I do a video about this. So what is this about? Is Google, are all these add-on, like is Alice Keeler, when you code these, you now have access to, is this like your secret way of getting into all of our Google Drives and deleting are you just
That
deleting
is
our
right.
files?
I'll tell you, I have enough of my own files. I literally don't want yours. None of my add-ons collect any user data because I don't want your data. I have no way of knowing who's using my apps or what's in their drive or anything. But technically, I could. So if I was mischievous, when I go in and I'm coding, say Google Docs, I do Drive or Document app. Google Drive is a whole other beast. I do document app, period, and I get the active document, but I could have it code where I want access to all the documents in your Google Drive and that I would have it send it to me. It is possible. You should be wise and consider carefully what you install. When I do use Drive app, I do Drive app dot, and I just want to set the sharing permissions on a document. But actually that one Drive app gives me access to potentially every single file in your Google Drive. So it's really, really important that when you install them, they're from people that you trust, that you read their privacy agreement that says, hey, we're not accessing all of your files. This is specifically what we're doing with it. I have to go through a review process with Google when I submit mine, as does everybody else, to show them how are we using these scopes and these permissions. So you do want to read those. But for the most part, it's just manipulating the app document that you are currently using for most of the products that you're using.
Okay.
But it's scary.
Yeah, that's helpful. I'm going to have, Tom, I just dropped a link for you as well. There is a website that's useful to go to, the Chromebook App Hub, where you can look up apps. And when you look up an app, I'm not going to do it right now because it take the time to do that. But and it's not going to cover absolutely everything, but it does cover a lot of apps. And you can see their privacy policy in one very easy to find location. Any other recommendation, just because I know that is a concern, if somebody comes across something specifically that they should look for when they're looking at an add-on to determine whether it's safe, or do you think it's more like, does it have a lot of downloads, a lot of users?
Oh gosh, I definitely would not go by just downloads because, some nefarious person would just know what would be eye candy and get a lot of people to download on that.
Okay.
Just look for reputable companies. You can look them up. You see their online presence. You look for people who are using it and endorsing it, who you trust. and read the list carefully. And just because it says that it's accessing your entire Google Drive, it's probably not. So the documentation should say exactly how they're using that particular information. So read the privacy policy, and that should let you know what's happening.
Okay, awesome. Let's kick off with a must-have app for Google Classroom teachers from a company that I know is reputable. And I actually didn't know that this company had an add-on. Alice, you didn't either. This is one I showed you that I taught you about. I think it's like one of the
I know I
ones.
didn't.
So this
But
is
I was
the
excited.
Newsela. Yes, this is the Newsela add-on. Let us know in the chat too if you are a Newsela user, if you have a Newsela account. You do need to have a Newsela account. You do not need to have a pro Newsela account. It is going to limit some of the access to articles and things like that, but anybody should be able to use it. I'm almost 100% sure I signed in with my free Newsela account here, but it is available in the Add-Ons marketplace. And so the way that you can access that, if you are in Google Slides and you just go up here to Add-Ons, click Add-Ons, and then go to Get Add-Ons. And then you'll see the marketplace where you can, check out some of the different add-ons that are available. This one is Newsela. And this is a pretty new add-on. Actually, I just learned about it when we were doing research for this video. And essentially what it does, so you can see it's already installed here, it kind of creates a Nearpod version out of a Newsela article. So when you open it up over here, you'll see that it's going to open up a little sidebar. And this is the way all add-ons look for the most part when you are opening them up in Slides. You'll see that just like with the Nearpod add-on, you can basically create these different interactive slides that are going to show up here. So for example, if you click on Newsela article, that's going to pop up a menu. You can, or a search box, you can search for something like Chinese New Year. We're in Chinese New Year right now. So if you wanted to pull an article up about that, you could click on one, see what's there. And then it's going to allow you to do things like lock the reading level. You can even view it in Spanish, see if there's a Spanish version. And then you can also select to add the different questions. So Newsela articles come with a short answer question, with a multiple choice question. You can choose if you want to add all of these or not. You can choose some of them, choose not all, a few of them if you want. And then it populates it like this, which is a little bit kind of strange, to be honest. Like you can't actually see what it is. But when you go to start lesson, it's essentially going to initiate a lesson where you're going to have a shareable link that you can share with students, and then you can get students to log in. And then you run this essentially in the same way that you would a Nearpod lesson where students have access to the different slides. They can, one thing that I like about it on the student end is that students, and it's taking a little bit to load here, which is okay, but students will basically see, just like you can here, the article. So you can imagine there's an article where it's grayed out. They will see the question on the right-hand side, and they see the whole article for each question. So they're able to scroll up and down on the article to be able to answer the questions. And then you get to see answers coming through live. They have drawing prompts that you can add. So if you wanted to say, sketch a scene that expresses the main idea, or sketch a character, Newsela also has some short stories. You could do that as well. Draw, sketch a storyboard, anything like that. You can upload an image, so there's a background as well. So if you wanted to put like a character diagram that students are going to draw on top of, you could do that too. So I think Newsela, this has a lot of potential. It's definitely in a beta version, but I'm excited about it. I love Newsela, and this would definitely qualify as one that is reputable, and you should check out from a reputable EdTech company. So that's the Newsela add-on. That's my must-have add-on for Google Teachers #1. What do you have for us, Alice?
I don't disagree with that. I am a big Newsella fan. So, okay, so moving on to mine. I am an actual classroom teacher, so I'm always, and I use Google Classroom, so I'm always looking for things that will help me to teach better, and if they don't have it, I just make it myself. So I have taken on this job with Schoolitics, where part of my job is I code things to help teachers, and Schoolitics is free for teachers, and these add-ons are also free for teachers. So that I got to remember that I have linked all of these slides when I click on them, that it's going to open in a new tab. I could have sworn I deleted that, or not. I'm just going to keep going. It's fine. Just
fine.
Humor me.
It's all good. I think I love that. You know what? Like I think it's good for people to see that even the EdTech people all are, sometimes have to figure things out on the fly.
I agree. I always like when I'm doing an EdTech demo for it to just go really badly, that something doesn't work. Because it's not magic that I'm good with technology. I just have a high tolerance for pain. So first of all, a couple of things. If you know anything about me, I love spreadsheets. No one loves a spreadsheet more than me. And I love checkboxes and spreadsheets. And one thing that's a little annoying about Google Classroom is how difficult it is to get just a list of my students' names. So I have worked with Schoolitics. I got them to do an export of the roster. So if you go to schoolitics.com, and right on that homepage, you're going to find where it says export roster, and you'll be able to click on that, and it's going to open up a Google Sheet spreadsheet. Now, I have put down in, I already have it open. It's going to extract something that looks like this. So it's going to have the checkbox, it's going to have their name, and it's going to have their email. And then I thought to myself, if I have that information, I could do anything. So, and it says, yay for Schoolitics. Me too. So if I go here to the extensions menu, so of course, spreadsheets works differently than slides, and the fact that they just changed this over a couple weeks ago, no more add-ons menu. Go to the extensions menu, come down to roster extras by Schoolitics, and you're going to want to show the sidebar. Now, when you go into add-ons and it says get your add-ons, you could actually just type in Schoolitics, and all of the add-ons that I've created for Schoolitics will show up for you so that you can install them. So here's roster extras. I'm going to show the sidebar. And when this comes up, you'll notice that it has an option here to create slides. So I am a big fan of using Google Slides in different ways. Google Apps is really a collaboration suite, not so much as a productivity suite. So as I use Google Classroom, when you add files into Google Classroom, the default is students can view. That's not going to improve learning. We've been looking at stuff for hundreds of years. We want to have students actively engaged. So I want to choose that middle option, is to have students edit or have students collaborate on those slides. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click create slides, and out of that list, it's going to take that list of students and it's going to assign them to a slide. You'll see that it opens up in its own tab. You do want to have you're enabled the pop-ups, otherwise it'll just be in your Google Drive. Just wait for it, it's coming. I don't have to do anything, because then you're going to see that when we're in here, that down here in the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and make the font bigger just so you can see it on the video. It assigns each student to a slide. And so then I can share this into Google Classroom. I can set it as students can edit file, they can find their slide, and each page is like a blank piece of paper. Like, what can you not do with this? The other thing that I can do with it, if you come down, I can randomize it, so I can use it like popsicle sticks. And then you can create your own custom reports. So what you're going to want to do is just in column D, say like attendance on Monday, attendance Tuesday, pretend that's spelled right, present, absent. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want in each column. You want to track standards, you want to track student behavior, you want to track who's turned in the permission slips, reading, whatever it is. You can track whatever you want per student, and then you just click here, create docs, and it's going to create a Google Doc for each student and share it with them. Because I know that many students don't have email. So they have Google accounts, they have Google Drive, they're in Google Classroom, but they might not have email. So this actually sends the report right to their Google Drive so they can find it in Google Drive. So I think that's a really big advantage. So if you just wait for a second, it's coming. Rachel, they cannot edit only their slide. It just puts their name on the slide. And then you can use my other add-on, which I don't know if we're going to get time for, but in Slides, I do have an add-on for randomizing slides by Schoolitics that will shuffle all of the slides of your students so you can randomly call on students to share their work from the collaborative slides. There we go. So you can see it just drops a Google Doc link right here. And when I open it up, whatever I had in the column headers, it puts that there, and then that data piece for exactly that student. So this is totally free, clicks, no user data, no PII, whatever scary permission screen comes up, it's totally safe, and I coded it as part of my work with Schoolitics. All right. Next,
I think it's time for a giveaway.
Do.
Let's see. Let's do a signed book by Alice Keeler. So Alice, I hear that you have 2 questions for us. You have a question about whether something is an add-on or an extension. And so the way this will work, she'll ask the 2 questions. You have to put both your answers in one comment, and then you have to say answer number 1, answer number 2. And the first person to get them correct will be the one to get an Alice Keeler signed book of their choosing. All right, Alice, what's your question?
All right, so is Pear Deck an extension or an add-on? That's my first question. Is Pear Deck an extension or an add-on?
Do you want to ask the second one so they can put their 2 answers together?
Second one is Screencastify an extension or an add-on? Both tools I love. Extensions or add-ons?
All right, a little Jeopardy music for us. I don't even know if I'm allowed to play Jeopardy music, copyright. Okay, only 4 seconds of it. That's all y'all get. All right, so we got a few people coming in. Let's do elevator music while we see. We got people saying number 1, add-ons. Okay, we got an add-on and extension. We got an add-on extension. We got an extension. What is our correct answer, Alice?
They are both extensions.
Both extensions.
Oh, well, and wait, Pear Deck is an add-on too. This is a trick question.
Ooh. So what should be our accepted answer, Sam?
Sam.
You're muted, Sam. Come on, Sam. It's like the first time.
Myself.
Okay, there you go.
I cannot mute myself.
You can't unmute yourself?
You blocked me.
I have all the power.
No, you blocked me. I know. Yeah. I was over here like, please let me talk. Yeah, no. I'm sorry. I wrote this question. So I intended for Pear Deck to be the add-on, Screencastify to be the extension. Wait a second, Alice. There's a Pear Deck.
I'd really agree with that because the Pear Deck add-on or the Pear Deck extension really is just so you can watch videos and things through the add-on. Yeah. So I think technically you're right.
Got it.
All right, our first person to get
how Edpuzzle has it. Okay, good.
Our first person to get add-on for number 1 and extension for number 2 was Diakus. So, Diakus, congratulations. You'll be getting a signed copy of the book of your choice by Alice Keeler. So you can email us at contact, I was going to say Tom, don't email me, email us at contact@newedtechclassroom.com, and then we will get everything you need for the free signed copy. So, all right, who's up next?
Show my screen real quick, Mr. Gibson. I have all of Alice's books up as well, so we'll drop in, and I just dropped the link in, Tom, for you to be able to drop into the comments for her Amazon page, so you can check out all of her books. So check out her books, even if you haven't. Alice, I want to plug for a second here is Ditch That Homework. I think it's an incredibly important book for people to read. You actually, I know this is not part of our plan today. You changed my mind actually about homework. You and Matt Miller. After I read this book, I was kind of a hardcore homework person. Like I thought it was, students need to be able to do it, and I really thought you all made a compelling argument, and I actually mid-year changed my practices after I read this book. So I highly recommend that you check that book out in particular. And if you just want a book, you could win a signed copy of that one. So,
I also think it's
check it out.
The best written because Matt Miller wrote it. So I contributed a lot, but he's He's a journalism major and I'm a math major. So I keep reading. I'm like, wow, this is really well written. That's right, because Matt wrote it.
Yeah, well, it's a great book, and definitely check it out. So
Thank you.
like I mentioned, ended up coming up with way more than 10. We have a massive list. What we thought we would do is share some of the add-ons that we came up with and have you all choose some that you are interested in learning more about. We will make the list available to everyone with the hyperlinks. But Alice, would you mind presenting some of or all of the add-ons that we talked about? And then we can let the audience decide which ones they want to learn more about.
Well, you can all see my Canva addiction. I made way too many slides out of these, so I'm just going to go through them really, really quickly, but we will share these slides later. I love Certify Them. It allows you to take your Google form, and when they pass the quiz, the kids automatically get a certificate, so that's super awesome. Photos of slides, I get this all the time. If you have a folder of pictures, like students turn in work into Google Classroom, how do you share the pictures that students turn it into you? Photos to slides is amazing. Close it to create blanks, so it takes your Google Doc and puts blanks in there so students can fill them in. AutoCrat, if you're not using AutoCrat, this is going to solve half of the questions you ever have for me. AutoCrat is going to merge from a Google form to send it to a Google Doc or a Google Slides to create reports out of it. It's really amazing. Hypatia Create for your math symbols. Doc2Slides by Schoolitics, I did code this. It's super fast and easy. You just have a Google Doc, goes to Slides. Pear Deck, love Pear Deck. Automagical Forms turns your PDFs into Google Forms. You want to put Google Forms in Classroom, not PDFs. We want to have really good data from kids and to have more interactivity. So that's a great one. Snip, we all have pictures and images, like how do I get that into my form? You have Snip. I coded this one, it's super fun. It turns your Google Slides into a choice board where it does all the hyperlinking for you. It saves you a ton of time. And I also coded this one, Quiz Helper by Schoolitics. So when you create a new Google form, it's going to set the quiz settings and do all these magical things that you've always wished. Why can I do this with a quiz? It's going to do that for you. Import playlist for slides. You want to get rid of the ads from YouTube. You put the video in a Google Slides. Well, this is going to just, you take a playlist and it's going to put all the videos on individual slides for you super quick, like magic. Copy down is when they fill out a Google form and you have a formula in your spreadsheet. When they fill out the form, it copies the formula so you can keep counting or whatever it is that you're doing on your spreadsheet. It is a huge help. I love that one. And this one I already mentioned, you can randomize your slides after having students collaborate on the same slides. And last but not least, I think Template Tab, it is the first and the best thing that I've ever coded. It gets all your students on the same one Google Sheet spreadsheet where each student has their own tab with a graphic organizer. Okay, that's our long list. We'll share it with you later.
We have lots of comments here. We have lots of votes for ones that I know you love, Alice. We have a lot of photos to slides votes, a lot of AutoCrat, and I want you to show me. I need to learn AutoCrat better, so I'm plugging that one too. And hyperlink slides thingy, auto magical forms. We got lots to choose from. I know a lot of these are.
Let me do the hyperlink quick because I can do that one really quick right now.
Awesome.
Okay, so you want to. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to open up. I have a blank Google Slides. And I'm going to go ahead and add a blank slide because I have to create my own table of contents. Now I can do this with any kind of shape. So maybe I give students choice that they could use Google Slides. Did you know this? Like when you add a shape, you can just start typing. So I make the shape and then I start typing. It puts it on there. I could also add just regular text boxes that they could use. Pear Deck, I don't know. Okay, so you're going to make your own table of contents. And then you go ahead and go to the Add-Ons menu, and it says Hyperlink Slides Choice Board. And I like to choose Text on Slides. This is how quick and easy it is. For every text box or shape or picture that you have on the first slide, it automatically creates a slide for each of those. You can see it put the Pear Deck on there, and I'm going to put this in slideshow. It puts this arrow in the bottom right-hand corner to return you back. So as I click on each of these and click on the arrow, it returns back. And I'm just going to use the file publish to the web. So when I file publish to the web, I want to give this link to my students because I'm going to add that link into Google Classroom. And so I have this nice tutorial that's all linked together, or choice board, or however you want to use it. Really quick and easy.
You muted yourself that time, Sam. Oh wait, now
Yes,
you're unmuted.
well, I don't know. Are you muting me? Like, am I just getting silenced on my own live show?
It's me.
We have lots of huge time saver. Wow, that's incredible. Very cool. Amazing. All that. I also see there's a question here about where is Schoollytics. We could actually do a giveaway right now, another one for a premium Schoollytics account. Could you talk a little bit about what the difference is? So Schoollytics has an amazing free account, just like a couple of things that you would highlight that people get from the free account, and then what the winner would get for a premium account.
So what Schoollytics is going to do for you, if you are a Google Classroom user, and we are going to be adding other platforms, but for now, for Google Classroom users, it's going to allow you to see all this great information about your students for all your classes. So like I teach 6 periods of Algebra 1, I'm going to be able to see all of 83% of my students have turned in work this week for all 6 classes in one spot. I can click on Start Grading, and it's going to give me a list of all the work that's been submitted by timestamp. That literally saves me hours, like seriously hours. I just do this every morning. It helps me to keep on top. And there's a little meter that says what % of my grading I've completed, and it is surprisingly really motivating. There's actually not that big of a difference between the free account and the pro account. The free account allows you to sync 10 classes, and for most of us, that's enough. So Teacher Pro is going to allow you to sync all your classes so that you can reuse assignments from classes, 10, well, they weren't in existence 10 years ago, but from last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you can have all of those classes to reuse from at once. And there's some other Teacher Pro features that are coming, but that is the big one, is that you would be able to sync with all of your classes and not just 10.
And what is our trivia question today? I will allow everybody, you do have a supercomputer in front of you. You could look up the answer if you don't know it. So it might be, who could get it quicker, but if you know it off the top of your head, then it's going to, be an advantage. So what question do we have for the audience here, Alice, to be able to win a Schoollytics premium account?
Well, if anyone knows me, they know that no one loves a spreadsheet more than I do. And in Schoollytics, all the tables export to a spreadsheet. So I decided to ask, who is the inventor of spreadsheets?
Who is the inventor of spreadsheets? First in the chat to get it. Nobody yet. Nobody yet.
Someone's gonna need to Google it.
Alice, while people are putting it up there, what are some of your favorite spreadsheet formatting hacks? What does a Alice Keeler spreadsheet look like?
Well, we always freeze the first row, and that's one of the advantages to using Google Sheets. I told my students the first day of school, the way to win my heart is to say, Keeler, come over here and look at this spreadsheet I made. And I see that they froze the first row. But Control-Shift-V, that when you paste into a spreadsheet, hold down the Shift key to paste special, and it does magical things.
Very nice.
So we've got some answers.
Shruti is our first one. Is this correct? Dan Bricklin.
You got it.
All right, Shruti, you got it. I do like Luis's
Mr. Spreadsheet.
Yeah, Mr. Spreadsheet. That was a
Yes.
close second on that one. So, Shruti, go ahead and email us, contact@newedtechclassroom.com, and we will hook you up with your premium Teacher Pro account.
Teacher Pro.
That what you're talking about freezing the row in Google Sheets. There's now a feature you can do that in Google Docs. I just saw they have a new feature where you can freeze the
in the
table.
I haven't played it
in the table. Yeah, I haven't played around with it yet, but that's pretty exciting.
One of my favorite things in a table is to right click to get the borders to be invisible. And now instead of a pop-up, it's in a sidebar. So I encourage everybody to right click on their tables in Google Docs. They have a whole bunch of new features.
I'll always need to come to you for all the Google hacks for sure. I did not know about that one. there are lots of comments about Autocrat. I know Autocrat is probably not one we can just show, but can you maybe talk about just what Autocrat does in a little bit more detail and how it can help? Because I know it can automate processes and really help people. So sounds like a lot of people want to hear about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime you give a Google form and then you want something to happen after they fill out the form, the answer is probably Autocrat. So let's say you're an administrator, you're going around to different classrooms and you're doing teacher observations. So you have this Google form, you put in the teacher's name and the teacher's email, and then you evaluate how they were with their standards, were they written on the board or whatever else. How do you get that feedback back to the teacher? So on Autocrat, now Autocrat is an add-on for Google Sheets. So you do want to look up Auto, C-R-A-T, however that's spelled. You do want to look that up in the Sheets under the extensions menu to add that on there. And so it actually walks you right through it. It has a lot of settings and it allows you to take whatever comes in from the Google form and merge it out to a Google Doc or Google Slides or a spreadsheet, I believe. And you can do that with a bunch of different filters. So you can say, send it automatically. Like, take this evaluation data and put it into a Google Docs report that's personalized and send it to the teacher, and they would get it right away. You can also do it where there's certain conditions where they would only send it if they had a low score on something or on a timer. You can do it on a schedule, so it doesn't have to go out just on form submit. So it's really, really powerful. I really think it's a must-have for anyone who is a Google Apps user.
Awesome. And I am showing it here just in case if you are in Google Sheets, you go up here to extensions. It's a little bit, that's funky, right? Now it's called extensions. Yeah, they just did
the last couple of weeks. It's really throwing me off.
Yeah, that is, wow. Okay, that's throwing us through a loop. If you go here to add-ons, get add-ons, there it'll pull up the Google Workspace Marketplace.
And look, it's probably
Autocrat.
First anyway because it's that popular.
It is. It is actually the first one. Over 10 million
installs.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So what else, Alice? We have a lot more. I'm noticing, sadly, to my chagrin, that the ones I chose are not in this suggested or the ones people really want to learn about. That's okay. I could always just force people to watch one that I want to show. But we have lots. I know. Well, we have lots of different ones here that people are interested in. Actually, let's do one. Can we do one together? Alice, I have an import playlist from slides. So how about this? I'd like to, can you walk me through and show some of the things that we can do here? So I'm gonna open up a slides.
Do slides.new.
New, and I am going to go. I did know that one. I'm going to go up here to add-ons. Now, I already have this one. It's called Import Playlist from Slides.
Yeah.
And
just so you know, this was created by a Google innovator.
Okay.
Educator. It was created by an educator, Clay Smith.
Okay. Awesome. Now, and I noticed you've recommended actually a few of his, right? Some of the other ones that you have are his. So that's...
Well, he not only creates great things that are safe for us to use, he's somebody that we can trust. He mentors a lot of teachers. He is just a really great contributor to the education community.
Great. Yeah, that's exactly the point I was going to make, that it's somebody, you're recommending him, so that concern about, is it safe and all of that is sort of addressed through that. So you can look for add-ons that he has created, and all the ones that we've recommended are all safe add-ons. So what I did here is I got a link to this really awesome playlist that I found by this YouTube channel, New EdTech Classroom. I don't know if you all have heard of it, but it's a YouTube channel and they have playlists about education technology. So what I did is I grabbed the link and I'm going to import this playlist. So here it has all
Oh my gosh, did it just suck it in
videos.
That fast?
It did. It brought it in this fast. Now, so what's happening here? What did I just do? Why would people want to use this?
Are you asking me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I got my playlist.
You do have your playlist. Now, how do you share it? It's actually not that easy to share a playlist in Google Classroom. Like just pasting the link when you add the link, it kind of strips the playlist feature and just really takes you to just one video. You can paste the link into the description area of the assignment. It looks really ugly, but in slides, they're going to strip away the ads. So when they watch the videos in the slide, all of those ads and the suggested videos after that are gone. And hello, it's slides. Now you have all of this customization ability to add a slide. You can resize these videos to make them smaller, put some text and questions with it. You can create a really good tutorial that's personalized for your class rather than just simply, hey, here's a playlist from YouTube.
Cool. So I could like say, watch this awesome video about Cami, and then could we do a little add-on smash here? Could I say then smash. Answer, then write one thing you learned, and could we do that in Pear Deck?
We could turn this into a Pear Deck, totally.
All right.
And you would want to have the Pear Deck extension.
Yes.
Since it has a video.
Oh, okay. So I would want to have the okay, and that. All right.
So it's like
well,
a super
let's
smash.
do it. Yes, that would be a super smash. So, all right. I know that you're probably like cringing at my formatting of this thing right now because you're like the expert with it, but
Absolutely
just bear with
not.
me. Okay. So we're gonna say, like you just said, right? We sized it down a little bit. And put a little text on there. Got my little center line. Now, what I could do, what you're telling me what I can do here
is the Pear Deck goes on the bottom.
Yes. So, oh, you're right. So I'm gonna move it up. Okay, and
all right,
maybe size it down
so
a
now
little
when
bit.
you push any of those buttons in the sidebar, it just turns it into a Pear Deck slide. Magic.
Yep. So we could say, like I wrote my question on here, write down one thing you learned, and then I'm going to say, text response here. And now we could share this link through Google Classroom, right, to start the lesson. So the difference would be, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Alice, but what you were saying, let's say it's not Pear Deck, that actually creating the playlist in the slides like this, if then when we go over to Google Classroom, that we can essentially push this out as an assignment or material through Google Classroom, that then becomes a more effective way, if we're up here, to actually push that playlist out. So if I just want students to watch the playlist, that I've basically put it on these slides right here, and I'm having students, watch this amazing playlist. So if you're just kind of using it for the materials, then you would want to do it that way. However, if we're going to add some interactive questions, and add-on smash, I feel like that we coined a new term there. Add-on smash. I've never heard of that
Yes,
before.
I like it. Add-on smash.
Add-on smash. Then you would start the lesson here. That's going to generate a shareable link that you can share and do student paced, instructor paced. Everybody knows Pear Deck. That's why nobody said Pear Deck, because everybody in the world knows Pear Deck now. But
I hope so. I love
awesome.
Pear Deck. In fact, I didn't even realize it, but I have a Pear Deck pen that I've been holding on to. I love Pear Deck.
Oh, very cool. I did not know about this. I love this. You taught me something new here with this playlist add-on. So I think this is super useful, and it's a way that you could create an assignment for a flipped classroom if you wanted to have students watching a playlist. And you could also make a choice board out of this, right? You could add a page at the top, and then you could create hyperlinks out to the different pages and give students an option for which video they wanted to watch.
So the way I would do that is I would just type what different choices I want students to do, and then run the hyperlink slides choice board, and then run the slides we'd still need to copy and paste those onto the right slide so the linking is correct, but that would totally work.
Awesome.
Very
I
fast.
love it.
I think it's time for another giveaway. That one was pretty cool. That was pretty fun.
I agree.
We are going to give away a new EdTech Classroom shirt, which, if you notice, I've got one on right here. Sam's got the hoodie right there. I've got this premium little new EdTech Classroom thing there. So, I will say, the only people in the world right now that have any of these shirts are me and Sam, because we just figured out how to make shirts. So whoever is going to get this shirt will be the only non-New EdTech Classroom member to own a New EdTech Classroom
Feeling
shirt.
jealous.
So
we can send you one, Alice. We can send you one.
This one, Sam, you want to explain what we're going to do for this one?
Yeah. So, okay. This is going to sound silly, and it is silly. This is also something that is incredibly fun to do with the rest of your staff or with students. So what you do is you declare that you're going to have a staring contest. Now, the part of the staring contest, part of the stipulation of it is that you cannot laugh, Alice. So you cannot laugh.
I've already lost.
I know. Well, we haven't started yet. So what you do with students or with staff is, you picture everybody's in the room, and what people do is they pair up, and whoever loses, right, you're out. So the second somebody laughs or blinks or looks away, they're out. And then you continue to narrow down to a smaller and smaller group. So what ends up happening is that everybody is kind of circulating around the last couple of people until it gets down to the last two. And then, it's this really intense stare down, no laughing thing. And if people are having a hard time, as in they're really good at it, then you can also add some things like, you can try to make the people laugh and stuff like that. So this is what we're going to do. Alice and I are going to have a stare down, no laugh, no smirk. First little emergence of a smile, that person loses. Okay, so what we're going to do is vote now in the chat. Okay, and what we will do is we're going to pick from whoever selected the correct winner, and that's who's going to get a new EdTech Classroom t-shirt. Yeah. So you got to vote right now.
I'm
Who do you
cheating
think is
a little bit.
going to win?
Yeah.
So whoever you think is going to laugh first.
I'm cheating. No, I took off my glasses, so I can't see anything. So I don't even know if you're looking or not.
Alice just closes her eyes and just kind of falls asleep. And he's like, I can't lose if I'm asleep. So whoever you think is going to win, you're going to put the name. And I guess we'll take the first person to guess the person. We'll do the contest. A lot of people think, okay, we got one vote for Alice. A lot of votes for Sam. So, all right. Well, we'll keep it going. Or should I randomly just pick a winner? Should it be the first person?
Randomly pick.
All right. I'm going to randomly pick a winner. Whoever says the correct name. So, all right. Staring contest begins in 3. You have to look at the camera. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So we've got Sam. This is not Sam's first rodeo at a staring contest. Oh, man.
I think my eyes dried out. I knew it would not be me. I saw Meredith was rooting for me and my friends, and I'm like, you guys should not root for me.
Sam had crazy in his eyes. Like he was just getting closer and closer. I was like, I hope Alice breaks just to end this.
I had a technique of just going total blur, but then I had the hot lights that I have here, and I couldn't. It was a bad strategy.
All right. I'm going to choose. I'm going to randomly choose someone here. Vanessa, you win because you just kept saying Sam over and over again in the chat. So
I like that one. Just stuff the ballot.
Let's give it up for Vanessa. Vanessa, you're going to be the only person.
I like an enthusiastic participator.
You don't even have to get a white one. We've got guys t-shirts, girls t-shirts. We've got V-necks. We've got, so you'll be able to.
I do need one of these.
Yeah, they're not even public yet. So Vanessa, go ahead and shoot us an email. We will get you connected. We'll send a shirt your way. So, hope you enjoy it, Vanessa. All right, what's next, Sam?
That was great. Alice, can you look through that list? We got a few more that people have voted for. And
let's do the certified because I have it set up and I think it's super cool. So
let's do it.
Let's take a look at this one. So I actually have, is it screen sharing? I have a QR code. So if anybody wants to fill out this QR code, what you're going to see is I already set up this Google form. So I just made a Google form and I went to the puzzle piece. So here is a Google form. I go to the puzzle piece. I choose certify them. It's gonna show the controls. It's gonna bring up a little pop up here at the bottom on the side. And I'm just gonna say, what's my pass rate? And I'm going to be able to automatically generate a certificate. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this so we can see what this looks like. All right, so my email is ss67@fresnoteach.org. That is not my email, just so you know. Alice And her hood is green, and I need to get these right, so I better put red because I think I put the pass rate at 80%. So now I have submitted, and I actually used Quiz Helper add-on to set this up. So it automatically has changed the submission thing, and it's given me the link to retake it later for students if I want to help students who didn't finish. It does all those things. It's pre-set up. And so then what would happen is if I passed, I would get an email, and it would send me, I got it right here, a sample. So here's what I got earlier. Ta-da! And what it allows you to do is you can customize your certificate in Google Slides. So I actually did a little bit of customization, although when I type my name, I used 2 capital letters on Alice, so it looks like Alice, so don't call me that. But it's super easy to set up and use because the templates are all ready to go. So you really just have to have a Google Forms quiz and install Certify-em.
Yep, I love Certify-em as well, and I included that in a video we did a long time ago about best add-ons for Google Forms. So highly recommend it.
Fun
Very
fact.
easy to use.
So we want to talk about whether or not they're trusted. The guy who coded this is the same guy who made Flubrew. So if you tweet at Flubrew, Dave is the founder and creator of Certify-em, same person.
Very
And he
cool.
works for Google.
Awesome. Oh, there you go. Awesome. Yeah, check out Certify-em. It's a great add-on. Let's do another giveaway. We have
another
a quick
giveaway
one.
in honor of me drinking decaffeinated coffee out of my new EdTech Classroom cup. Because who's going to drink coffee at 7 o'clock? A ton of people probably
Me.
in the chat. I drink coffee.
I have
at 7
coffee.
o'clock. Yeah. So this one is going to be is this a UDL question, Sam? Did you come up with this question?
It's not a UDL per se question. Alice came up with it. Oh, look, why don't we do that? Let's switch it up. I just switched it up on you all. So what does UDL stand for? That's the question. Put it in the comments. First one to get it, UDL, what does it stand for? Wins a coffee mug from New EdTech Classroom.
we were going to do the Starbucks and we'll do a Starbucks gift card for the one that Alice came up with. So what is UDL? For the new EdTech Classroom coffee mug, I believe I'm the only person in the world with one of these right now, unless Sam or his brother has gotten one. I don't think Sam's gotten one yet. It says new EdTech Classroom on this side. I believe I'm the... All right, we got Judith. Judith Ann is the first one. She said universal design for learning. So you are going to have the new EdTech Classroom cup. Send us an email, Judith Ann, and we will hook you up with a new EdTech Classroom coffee mug. Now for the coffee of that mug. Go ahead, Sam.
I just want to say I'm glad it's going to you because I know you are a long-time new EdTech Classroom watcher, and so I'm glad that you get the first mug. That's perfect. Okay, so Alice, you want to ask the next question? This one is for a Starbucks gift card.
So something I love to do is talk about DOK. What is that?
What is DOK? DOK. Is it some variation of Donkey Kong? Is Alice a gamer girl playing Donkey Kong?
I am a gamer.
Yeah, I just got a Nintendo Switch. And like the UD or not the UDL, the OLED, what UDL? The OLED display. And I am playing.
We have a winner.
Right, we've got a winner. Mrs. Hennard is going to be winning a Starbucks gift card. So, Mrs. Hennard, email us, contact at New EdTech Classroom. Say, give me my coffee. I won. And then we will send you... We'll send you something that you can put in like the Starbucks app or something like that so you'd be able to get some Starbucks coffee.
Next time, at some point, we're gonna have to do the Starbucks gift card inside of the new EdTech Classroom mug. So then you have something to put in the mug. Yeah,
that's right. You can the card.
So we are coming up on the hour. Alice, you have kindly put together a slide deck with all of these slides with links out to the add-ons and all of the ones you referred to. So where's the best place for people to go to find that? And I can actually pull it up here as well and show people.
Well, for those listening, if you do alicekeeler.com/new EdTech Classroom, so it's just we have our add-on smash, and I smashed us together here, and that's going to take you to the slides. So alicekeeler.com/new EdTech Classroom will get you the slides, and look at all the speaker notes. I have all of the add-ons listed into the speaker notes for you. So hopefully that's really helpful. I also did a blog post, and I'm going to update the blog post with the video from tonight, along with some better descriptions, because I didn't want to give it away before we did the presentation.
Perfect. And this, if you're on here, and you want to have access to it, just go up here, go to file. Yeah. So you can download it. And that's one way you could access it, right? Is that your best recommendation? It looks like it's not copyable.
I mean, it's just, they don't need a copy, but.
Yeah. Okay. You can just check it out.
So they could just alicekeeler.com/new EdTech Classroom. Good to go.
Right on. Okay. Awesome. Perfect. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We do have one final. Actually, are we gonna do one? Do we have one final?
We have
or
two.
Final?
We have two giveaways.
Sorry.
They are both
two.
They are both premium membership opportunities. So
right.
Why don't we do this? So the first giveaway that we're going to do, it's not a question that you have to answer. Sam, do you want to pull up 21st Century Teacher? Me and Sam have been working on a teacher professional development platform. We talked about UDL in this chat, and someone was like, hey, I'm just learning about that and doing all this stuff with UDL. So we are going to be teaching teachers not only how to implement universal design for learning in their classroom, but how do you actually use technology to implement universal design for learning. And we're calling this platform 21st Century Teacher. We are actually going to be launching 21st Century Teacher February 28th, and we're only accepting the first 250 educators to sign up for it, because we want to be able to be working with the educators that are going through the content. It's going to be a lot of asynchronous work, and what I'm really excited about is this is not just you watching videos of me and Sam telling you like how to do stuff. It's like we're going to be having like, okay, we're going to design these lessons about UDL using UDL. So you're going to be going through the UDL process as a student. We're going to be giving you options. We're going to be having you interact with all of these different EdTech apps that you can then in turn go and use with your students, because now you've experienced them as a learner, as you're learning about universal design for learning. And so we are going to be giving somebody from this session today a free enrollment to 21st Century Teacher. And before I tell you the instructions on how to do that, Sam, can you kind of show us a little bit of what it looks like?
Yeah, some of it I think needs to be seen to be believed in terms of what you're talking about. So everything is embedded in a single location. This, for example, is an embedded choice board. So again, actually having you do UDL practices and engage in those practices. We have all kinds of different activities. So this one is a actual assignment using Kami that we also teach you how to use this app, and then you are actually getting in and collaboratively annotating this document, for example, directly in the application, in our program, not getting pushed out to a third-party application. We have embedded quizzes using Quiz-Is. And again, the idea is that you're actually using all these programs as you're learning. So we are building our lessons through using the programs so that you can actually turn right around, learn how to use them yourself. We have built custom artificial intelligence tutorials that we are literally hand walking you through the process of being able to check out and learn all these different programs. It's community based. You get to post and share work with each other. You get a profile. We're going to have leveling up badges. You can level up, access higher level content. And we're going to be onboarding people through an 8-week program where there's going to be a live component as well, so that we can really reflect, talk at a higher level about these practices. So this is just a small, little, tiny snippet of what it is, but we're very excited about it. Interactive questions and videos, things like that, to give you some checks for understanding.
Yeah, we've got a few people that are super stoked about it. Meredith is actually working on a PhD in curriculum and teaching and working on UDL, and sounds super excited about it. So what I would say, the way that we'll do this, we have a link for new edtechclassroom.com/21st century teacher. That is the place.
I'm showing that too.
Oh, sorry.
I'm showing that if you wanted to. No, it's okay.
Yeah, that is the place to go if you want to join the early bird waitlist, to be one of the first people to find out when we launch to actually sign up for it. Because if you're on that waitlist, you actually get an email about it a day early before everybody else that's not on the waitlist. And so now, the thing that
Can
we're
I
going
say
to do.
Tom too?
Go ahead.
Can I say Tom too? So the last time we launched, we sold out our course in under 4 hours. So it never opened to the public. We sold out all of our seats in under 4 hours. So you had to be on the wait list to get in.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and say, we are going to be looking at from between now, it's 8:05 where I am right now. So between 8 o'clock and 8:30, we are going to pick one person that joined that wait list between 8 o'clock Central Time and 8:30. So basically, right now, if you go join that wait list in our little sign up, we can see what time people join the wait list. We are going to pick someone from the wait list between 8 o'clock Central Time PM today, someone that signed up between 8 o'clock and 8:30. So go sign up, and you will be eligible. If you sign up right now, you'll be eligible to be one of the winners that gets a free enrollment.
And I'll say too, we'll only pick somebody who we also know registered for this, in case somebody else happens to sign up.
It will be, yeah. So it'll be both. So, all right,
awesome.
That's the new EdTech Classroom membership, but that is not the only membership on the table. Alice Keeler, can you tell us about the Alice Keeler Premium membership?
Yeah, absolutely. For my premium members, I have premium content that I have on a special website with a password, and I do weekly webinars and office hours and weekly check-ins where I try to answer your questions every week, and I'm an extrovert, so I love it. When you check in, tell me hi, tell me what you're struggling with and what resources I can find for you. So I'm really excited to give away one of my premium memberships. It is a $249 value.
Awesome. So you have a question. Well, actually, you have a question for us, Alice. The person that's going to get this. Go ahead, Sam.
I'll ask the question.
Go ahead.
I'll ask the question. So we talked about some add-ons, and Alice, we also know, actually coded some of those add-ons. So the first person who's able to correctly identify which of the add-ons that we showed today Alice coded herself wins that membership. All right, so again, the question, which of the add-ons that we showed today did Alice actually code herself?
And we already have some
Do they just
premium
have to say
members
when?
who are plugging it and talking it. Have to say when? That's hard.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, Lisa.
I want Alice Premium.
You have Alice Premium. That's already a done deal.
I'm just going to come like bomb your office hours. Okay, we have some answers here.
That'd be cool.
Alice, we have a bunch of answers if you want to let us know. I don't want to correct incorrectly.
So most of them are right. Template tab from Annie, I think, was the first one.
Yep.
And roster
All right.
to slides is not actually an add-on. It is a feature of roster extras.
Okay.
And I did not make Autocrat, and I did not make Schoolitics, but I do work for them part-time.
So we do have a winner, looks like Mr. Gibson, with Annie.
All right, where's
template
Annie?
tab.
Let me see. Oh, and she was the first one to list one of them, correct?
Think so.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where is Annie? Annie Saburin? Is this the Annie? All right, there we go. Yes.
That looks like
So you're the first one to list one. We need a little air horn for Annie. So Annie, email us, contact@newedtechclassroom.com. We will put you in touch with Alice. She will welcome you with open arms to the Alice Keeler
I sure
family.
will.
And we'll support you in all that you're doing with your EdTech Classroom endeavors. And so, Alice, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, thanks
Sam,
for having me.
anything else you want to add?
I do. I want to give a shout out again to our sponsor. If you could throw back up the screen share as well. So just a reminder, you can get a Schoolitics account for free. Schoolitics is going to give you access to all kinds of data. You can see over here on the left-hand side just all the different data that you can pull. They actually have a live interactive demo that you can check out when you go into Schoolitics. So hop in. You can get it free for teachers. I will put the link in here for you, Tom, to share so we can put it in the chat as well. Yeah, so definitely check out Schoolitics. Alice is working with them, helping them with their development. So we know it's going to be amazing and thoughtful and, at really on the innovative cusp. I've been super excited about it every time I get into it. I think it's an invaluable tool. It's a super practical tool for teachers to help them better understand their Google Classroom data. So thank you to Schoolitics for sponsoring this webinar, and go make sure you get a free Schoolitics account.
Right on. A couple people were also asking, like, I want to know, drop the link to the Alice Keeler membership. So I put it in there as well, so anyone else wants to.
AliceKeeler.com/membership. Thank you.
Yeah, simple enough. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today here at the New EdTech Classroom and Alice Keeler webinar. Be on the lookout. We are going to cut this video up and make it a little tighter and just put it back out on the New EdTech Classroom YouTube channel, so you can refer back to it and hopefully be able to catch all those little nuggets that maybe you had missed. So, and what do you got for us, Sam?
Oh, we have a puppet.
We
got
she's like,
Edward
oh,
here.
we have a puppet.
Yep.
Edward the monster, and Edward the EdTech monster. So. All right. Well, thanks so much, everyone, and we will see you all very soon. Where's my outro music? Here we go. There we go. Yeah, outro music. Woo! Edward's having such a good time. All right. Farewell, everybody.